Hey guys, this is Ned with another video for you guys for Clash Royale. As you can see on the screen, the topic of today's video is going to be the balance changes coming on 6/21. Today's the 17th, I think. So I guess this video, actually today's the 18th because it's like 2 a.m. in the morning. As you can see, bam. And so this is actually the 18th. So this is like 3 days from now. I can do math good. So these are the changes right here. You can see them. I'm just going to show you some gameplay while I discuss them, just so you guys can kind of see what they do now. And I think that's more entertaining than just staring at an empty screen. So I played a bunch of clanmates. What I did was I made a deck just with a bunch of these cards. And you guys can kind of see kind of what's going on with that. So this first one is against Pymonade, cool dude in the clan, and the deck I pretty much use is, you can see right there, it's the deck on the bottom left, and these cards are all being changed in some fashion, and we'll discuss it while we watch the gameplay. So the first change is actually the Hog Rider. Damage has been increased by 6%. The Hog Rider is pretty much one of the main damage sources for towers. And so the thing does a ton of damage. It gets 2 hits, and at my level, it's level 7. It does 281 damage per hit. So if it gets 2 hits, that's over 500 damage. And you only need to get it there, get it to the tower 5 times, and you can kill a level 8 tower. So that's pretty beefy, quite a bit of damage. So I think that that's a pretty fair nerf for that Hog Rider. I don't like it because I use the Hog Rider a lot, but that still doesn't mean that it's not fair. So anyways, so that's the first nerf. And I'm just going to go in order. I kind of wrote everything down, so I'm just going to go in order instead of doing nerfs then buffs. The next one is a buff, and it's a buff to the Prince. I kind of have mixed reservations about this. The Prince is already an excellent card. It does struggle against things like goblins and spear goblins, skeletons, things of that nature. But really, it's only fair because the thing can put out a lot of damage. At my level, which is level 4 for that epic, it does 292 damage per hit anyways, which is more than the Hog Rider. So it does more damage than the Hog Rider, but it gets distracted. But I have it follow a Dark Prince, and it just puts out a ton of damage. And it just is what it is. But oh well. I think that the Prince doesn't necessarily need to be nerfed. They think that it does, or buffed. They think it does need to be buffed. I disagree, but I don't work for him, so whatever. But I use it in one of my main decks, so that's really good for me. I am going to be happy with that. It gets stopped pretty easily by barbarians and things like that, so it'll really help in that level. The next buff is going to be the P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A. damage is going to go up by 8%. So each swing, their goal is for, at tournament rules, each swing of the sword to kill 1 barbarian. So that'll be good. Barbarians won't be quite as effective on taking out the P.E.K.K.A. But, that's okay. I think that the P.E.K.K.A. is a good card already, but it is really easily distracted. So I think that this could be a good change. We'll see. Goblin Barrel, just a quality of life. It just changes the time of it actually being put down from 1.2 seconds to 1 second. That's, whatever. Expo and Mortar, they nerfed it several times before, and so the time that it's actually being active is going from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. I think that this is a pretty good change. I think it can do quite a bit of good things for those cards, because you don't really see them very much. They used to always be used. Now they're never used. So they might get to see some good usage. You can see me using the crossbow here. I like to use it for defense. I think that it's a great card for defense. So that's how I would use it, but that's just me. But you will see more of those now with that change. Furnace lifetime is going from 40 seconds to 50 seconds, so it lasts a little bit longer. I think that that's a pretty good change. Um, the furnace doesn't get used too terribly often, but it's an excellent card. And with just two going down the road, then it both of them get taken out if there's nothing there. So if you can like double stack them, I think that it'll be a little bit better. So I think that's cool to see the furnace lasting a little bit longer. That'll be fun. The next one is something that I really like is the guards. They remove the pushback when the shield drops. The Dark Prince also has a shield, but it doesn't get knocked back when its shield drops. So I don't really think that it's, right for the guards to happen. I don't understand why they did that in the first place. But, it is what it is, so whatever. So they're doing away with that pushback. I really like that. I think that that's going to make the guard a little bit more viable and more used. I think that they're already a wonderful, awesome card. Really good card, but this will make it even better. So wonderful. The Witch, they're increasing the damage. The Witch is already a decent card, but it's not really terribly viable. The damage that they're increasing for the percentage is actually enough to allow it to hit minions 3 times instead of 4 at max tournament, which I think is pretty cool. Will make the Witch a lot more viable, and it will make them another good counter to the minions. Right now, the best counter is arrows and maybe the baby dragon. So I think that this will be, you'll see the Witch played a little bit more. It'll, be a good viable defense as well as a good offense. So that'll be good to see. The Lava Hound, this is something I really like to see. I was actually having a discussion with a guy in my clan about that today, saying that it doesn't really matter if the Lava Hound gets to the tower because it won't do any damage to the tower. Not anything significant because it does such a low damage. Mine at level 2 does 38 damage per hit, and with the upgrade it'll do 49, so that's 11 extra damage. I really like that. I think it's good. The Lava Pups do so much more damage. And I have 2 main battle decks. One is actually with a Lava Hound, and the other one, and I use Rage, and the other one is with Dark Prince and all that stuff. So I think that this is going to be fantastic for the Lava Hound. You'll see it even more. I follow it up with balloons because the Lava Hound itself just doesn't do enough damage. So I let the Lava Hound soak up the damage. The balloon gets there and does damage. But I think that this is a good viable option for, just the Lava Hound doing damage itself. Skeletons are going from 4 spawns to 3. That really, really sucks, but for 1 elixir, it's still going to be perfectly viable. It's still going to be awesome, and it's still going to do the job it needs to do for 1 elixir. I can see the skeletons are, for that 1 elixir, overvalued. There's a little bit too much value for them, so, that works. I like it. And then they're nerfing the cannon again. This cannon gets nerfed pretty much every single patch. Decreasing damage, decreasing health points, but it's still, it's still a pretty viable card. You're seeing a lot more of cannons than Teslas. I've always been a big fan of the Tesla because a fireball doesn't mess with the Tesla. The only time it sees any damage is when it's actually dealt damage, or you get it to pop up and then you throw the spell down. So I like the Tesla. I always have. I've always preferred it to the cannon. So to me it's kind of negligible. But so many people go with the cannon that this is going to really make them think about what they're going to be playing. The Tesla lasts 10 seconds longer. It's got a 40-second lifespan, whereas the cannon has a 30-second lifespan. At my level, the Tesla does about 168 damage. The Canon does about 173, and that's per second. And then the HP is going from 800. They're at about the same HP now, and the Tesla is going to be getting an 8% increase HP, and the Canon is getting an 8% decrease of HP. So, they're just trying to see more Teslas and fewer Canons. It's not so much that they're trying to see fewer Canons. They want to see more variation. They want people to actually think about it. And for that 4 HP, it's kind of hard to not 4 HP, 4 elixir. It's hard to justify using that Tesla when the HP is about the same and the damage is actually less than the Canon. Or it's about the same as the Canon. So it just gives you more something to think about, and I think that the fact that the Tesla hides is definitely worth that extra 1 elixir, not to mention the fact that the Tesla has a 10-second longer timer. So I think that that's a pretty decent change, but we'll see. A lot of people are going to be pissed off about it. A lot of people really rely on the Canon, so we'll see what the actual effect is on that. So those are the changes. I played this game against Argus, and he came pretty close to winning. We're just going to kind of see it through now that I've finished talking about the updates. Let me know what you think is going to be the biggest change. If you're watching this after the change, before the next change, let me know what the your favorite change was. Which card you started using the most. Either I don't know, Furnace or Guards, or you used Witch more, whatever the case may be. Just like the video if you liked it. Tell me why you didn't if you didn't. Comment below, and thanks for watching. And hopefully we'll see you on the next video. Thanks again. Have a great day.